Hello to my Taurus. We are in Taurus season, so happy birthday to my Taurus. All right, happy birthday to my Taurians. All right, Taurus. This video is for. Let's get the dates. So it is, if you're watching this video on Saturday, April the 26th, this video is for through the through the 3rd of May. So the 26th of April through the 3rd of May. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's set the tone, Taurus. Again, happy birthday to you all. Those of you all who participated in the free reading giveaway, congratulations to you all. I feel like the energy that I'm getting so far, Taurus, is that Taurus really wants you all to tap into your because you all are Hierophant. The card is Hierophant card. But a lot of you all are highly spiritually gifted, but you don't want to just but you're earth signs, and I'm not talking to the ones who are already operating in a north node. If your calling is in if you already answered the call in your life, but I'm talking for the people who are still kind of trying to find a north node. Please pull your birth chart, because I feel like somebody is still kind of sort of missing some cues that Source has been trying to send you all kinds of messages. Like Source is like planting people around you, like basically like, okay, I'm like literally just putting you have questions to things through prayers, and you've been asking this person, and Source is like putting stuff in your face through strangers, like it's like Source is sending you spirit guides in physical people that you don't know, to answer your questions for you, to kind of sort of help you guide, to kind of get you out of a comfort zone in a sense. And again, it's just case by case, because person by person, because of course obviously Taurus, the creator God, most high God, is the only energy that knows exactly what you need, right? So it's not one size fits all. We are all created in Source's image. But let's get into your reading. All right, take only what resonates with you. Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's set the tone for your reading. I am deserving of all the good in my life. That's right. Everyone is deserving. The I am is the source factor, God, the creator. I am deserving of all the good in my life. I feel like somebody is in fight mode. Like somebody is in fight mode. Like that is like getting somebody's pot stirred, because somebody has all of this energy and they don't necessarily know where to put this energy. So, but remember, the enemy is the author of confusion. And you all are generally an extremely patient and a very generous zodiac sign, but something has you all really, really stirred up to a point where it's almost like people are intentionally saying, here, let's give. It's like the other people's enemies are saying, here, let's distract Taurus, put Taurus in the spotlight, while let's feed Taurians demons, put Taurus in the spotlight, while we go do something behind Taurus' back without Taurus noticing some things. Right? That's how the enemy works. So yes, you are deserving of all the good in your life, but remember, Source is the great I am. The creator is the great I am. Source is the great I am. By the time you watch this message, the moon would have moved into Aries. And Aries is ruled by the is ruled by Mars, which is the fighting planet. It's the energy planet, right? And Mars rules first house, which is personality, temperament, appearance, self-image, first impression, self-awareness, outlook on life, those kind of things. And so I feel like somebody is almost like has been injecting some kind of fight into somebody, almost like putting a blowtorch under somebody, saying this is a cause that you need to fight for and put all your might in it. It's going to propel you into this space. But remember who source is, the creator, who source is not human. Is this something is happening here? Source is something is happening here with your, let's see. So yeah, Knight of Wands here. Somebody else is looking for you to save them. There's an energy. So we got the Knight of Wands here. There's a ruthless fire energy that's somehow connected to you, who has a God complex. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And also there's when the moon, so Aries is ruled by, we're not talking about a particular Aries, but like I said, the moon has moved into Aries, right? And this reading is for the next 7 days when you watch this. So it's going to be from the 26th of April through the 3rd of May. So Aries and Scorpios are ruled by the Tower card, right? So while you may be divinely protected, Source is saying you want to make sure as an earth sign that other energies are not projecting their, or have not been projecting their energy. Remember, being in people's auric layer, you being in there can affect your energy, right? So yeah, while you are deserving of all the good in your life, remember who the great I am is. It is Source, right? So here we have, there's a lusty energy in your space. There's a lusty energy in your space. I'm talking to men and women, Taurians, because something is really, really tricky, and somebody's about to have a tower moment. Somebody's about to have an awakening. Somebody's about to have a serious awakening. Here's a Knight of Wands here. So Source really needs you to get into prayer warrior mode, because the enemy will take you all. The enemy is, if you remember this, the story of how the enemy likes to promise all of these things, like promise you the sun, moon, and stars, promise you this amazing life, put you in a spotlight, put you here, put you there. And Source knows what your flesh wants. Like Source knows what your flesh wants. And if you're a person who really wants, the spotlight, if you really want all of these things, you really want to be the center of attention. And again, if you want all of those things, Source is like, okay, all right. Free will. We know exactly who to position around them, right? But don't forget, the first energy you go to is Source, right? Because somebody almost feels like you're saving them from something, but also you feel like they're saving you from something. That's what this is. And I'm talking about financial independence. To some degree, you and someone wants financial independence, but the energy that is attached to you is ruthless, right? So something is coming to mind here. Again, remember, I am is at the root, right? So that is, the root chakra is developed between the ages of 0 through 7, right? And so something from somebody who has been looking to you to save them from something they feel left out. It's almost so like somebody's living vicariously through you. Like it's like somebody else is living through you. And I can't even say in a sense, somebody is living through you. Somebody else is living through you. there is what the download that's coming to me right now is that there is a wife who is in a higher level position than her husband in the workplace. Now remember, time is relative, but there is a wife who either makes more money, higher level position, something in the workplace, and you may have said something really, really harsh to them. Maybe you felt like it was legit. Maybe somebody pushed you to that point, right? Like I said, you all are incredibly patient sign. Maybe they said something harsh out of their mouth, and you came back finally. Like you just had enough, and you said something that just really just flared their nostrils like mad, right? So they felt like, okay, they're gonna get back at you. But they didn't get back at you in the way that you thought they were getting back at you. They used another person that they worked with, but it wasn't what you thought it was. There's a wife who thinks that the husband was cheating on them with someone in the workplace, so they used someone who was not interested in them at all. Matter of fact, they used someone who was not even interested. Well, they just weren't interested in your husband. Put it that way. Weren't interested in him in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Wasn't interested in your husband. But what the person was trying to do, this is the tricky thing about women's relationships. You hear so much on social media that, oh, women don't get along. You can't trust women. But once this person realized that what your husband was doing, they said, okay, they're going to find out who you are, Taurus, and they are going to send you something. They're going to send you something because everybody who worked with someone's husband realized that your husband was ruthless. I mean, ruthless. Once they found out exactly what your husband was into, and it wasn't somebody was cheating on you in the workplace, but they were into something a lot more deep, dark, and sinister, and the person found out, they were going to send everything to you, right? Send everything to you. This brings us to 7 of Wands here. 7 of Wands. Source really needs you all, Taurus, to not only pray to Source, but also learn how to sit down and meditate. Learn how to sit down and meditate, because somebody was really trying to bring you some physical proof that, to your front door. Somebody's husband had let somebody get that close to them that somebody found out your home address. Like physically found out your home address and was going to walk right up to your front door and say, look, let's go talk. Let's talk. Show you something. Giving you addresses, everything. And somebody was just... Yeah, here we have 3 of Wands. Yeah. Somebody was getting ready to trying to team up with you. Somebody was trying to team up with you. What exactly, yeah. Somebody was giving you, I'm telling you, when you make a deal with, like when you're trying to outthink somebody. See, somebody was literally in a relationship with, I want to say the devil, because again, the devil is your carnal mind, right? Your carnal mind. But the devil is the author of confusion. Somebody could not figure out for the life of them if you all are that patient, Taurus, if you are that patient of a wife, and you feel like, okay, what's yours is theirs as well, how in the world could somebody be that angry when y'all share everything together, right? But something about you wouldn't allow another woman who found out everything, literally found out everything, like talking about on the inside, could find out everything was going on, was going to walk up to you in an envelope in hand and talk to you and tell you from top to bottom what was going on, right? Here's the Ace of Wands here. So, like I said before, when I look at your cards here, somebody is now learning how to sit with self, and self would be source inside of you through prayer and meditation. Somebody is learning how to pray and slow down. Somebody is really, really learning how to somebody is really, really learning how to relax for real. And just like, because something that somebody's husband said out of their mouth, you know how people say stuff when they're angry, how they really, really been feeling. Somebody said something to, I don't know whose wife I'm talking to right now, but they said exactly how they felt out of their mouth. And for you, it was like, what? Literally, like it blowtorched you, like literally. And somebody was saying, okay, she's ready to hear everything. She's ready to hear everything. I'm talking about to a point where this person, it was literally like somebody was sleeping with the enemy and didn't even realize what the heck was going on. Here's the Seven of Wands. Yeah, sleeping with the enemy and didn't have a clue as to what's going on. Because ruthlessness just seemed too much like home for somebody. It seemed too much like home for somebody. Yeah. But the person that they came up against that was going to talk to you, and again, let me see, 8, 3, yeah, somebody was talking to you to let you know who was behind a lot of stuff. Let me see, 8, 8. But something was a whole lot deeper than you realized. Something was a whole lot deeper than you realized. Somebody's husband was into some real, real dark stuff. Like really, really dark stuff. But a lot of it had to do with their ego. That's what their demons were. It was all around money. It was all around them wanting to be financially independent. Like they worked with somebody who saw people literally humiliate them in the workplace. And so something around wanting to be financially independent. So when this person would buy new this and buy new that, and you're like, okay, well, how is this person getting all of this? And they telling you that they getting increases in raise, lie on top of lies. Like, but how are they getting money? Like, how are they getting money? And somebody was going to tell you all of that. And it wasn't because they had somebody at work they were cheating with. I don't care how many pictures you think you saw. The devil is the author of confusion and delusions. Here we had Two of Wands. Somebody was trying to bring you something. Somebody was trying to bring you some information. So, for men, yeah. So, I feel like looking at all of this fire here, somebody who has, it's something that they said to you out of anger, like about how they really felt about the financial situation and start telling you that somebody was lying and such and such and such and such about something. But something in your spirit, Taurus, knew, this isn't talking to a wife here, that they had been lying to you about something. You just couldn't figure out what they were lying about. And somebody had, when I tell you, pop the lid off of something, truth. Here we have Queen of Swords. But it was somebody who, we're talking about a complete stranger to you. Somebody had so much evidence and proof of something from the inside, like literally work with them, that somebody, they would have been like, talk to this person, this person, this person, this person. They would have come with names, work numbers, work email addresses, talk to this person, this person, this person, this person. But somebody, you, wife, had to go and talk to other people who didn't even work with this energy, except this person, somebody has a husband who had an assistant who was I'm not even trying to talk in code. You gonna look, here we go. You're gonna believe what you want to believe. This is the I believe sign. You're gonna believe what you want to believe. All I can tell you is this: go straight to prayer. Go to prayer and meditation. Source will clear it up for you. Source will clear it up for you. That's what somebody's gonna start doing. Somebody's gonna start talking to Source. Source is getting ready to start talking to Source. There's one thing for certain, is there's a reason why people have left. Once people move on from something and they don't come back, it's because they've seen something. Hold on, we have the Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Swords here, and you'll start seeing something. Like I said, you'll start seeing something. Source is going to put you into, there's a Virgo and a Pisces involved in something, but you can already start seeing some stuff that is going to, like I said, you're going to have a tower moment. You're going to have such an awakening, and because I am not anybody's God, the Most High God is going to have to show you in the best way that God has to show you, because the enemy wanted to put you in the spotlight, almost like put you up here, because enemy wants to say, okay, let's make a deal. I want to show you something, right? But something is, we have Queen of Swords here. Yeah, you're dealing with a Virgo, you're dealing with a Pisces. You're dealing with two energies. They're waiting on some results for somebody's waiting on some results for something. Here we have the Six of Swords, something about an Aquarius who moved on from something. Somebody's waiting on some kind of results for something. But Source is saying you're about to learn how to move on quietly. You're about to learn how to go directly to God. I'm telling you, about to learn how to go directly to God. Because some people are now pausing. And they're like, okay, we've been hearing all these lies and all these such and such about somebody moving on quietly. The problem is when people move on quietly, people who got all this energy stirred up in their spirit thinks that people are moving on suspiciously, right? When sometimes it's a lot bigger than that. But I'm telling y'all, I don't know whose wife I'm talking to right now, because this is so strong in my spirit. I don't know whose wife I'm talking to. But I'm telling you, somebody's husband worked for somebody. He had so many pressures of being talked to like he was nothing in the workplace. And every time this person was buying new expensive items and telling you that they were getting a raise or increase or whatever the case it was not from what you thought it was. So they had to create some kind of lies around, like all of the lies around somebody was cheating and somebody gave somebody some kind of this and that. It was not from somebody who they were working with. It was not from somebody they were caught up. So somebody's waiting on some results for something. I'm telling y'all, when you're dealing with somebody who was, if the sun illuminates the moon. The sun illuminates the moon, right? So somebody's sons were involved in something about somebody's sons, right? And that is what's going to be somebody's tower moment. Something was done to someone's sons. They're younger, obviously. Something was done to someone's sons. And that is what's going to snatch the rose-colored glasses off of your face, because I don't know, again, I don't know whose wife I'm talking to, but somebody needs to learn how, recognize that God is the only person that you go to. Stop idolizing husbands and family members and friends and churches and mosques and temples. Stop idolizing things, people, like in the physical realm. Like, come out of the I'm trying to tell somebody is going to learn how that, you know what, sometimes you're going to have to leave all of that stuff behind and say, you know what, you're going to have to learn how to move on quietly. You're going to have to learn how to move on quietly. Somebody's going to be like, oh my God, what in the world, why didn't I see something? What the heck? Working so hard for all of this stuff. So, yeah. Here we have High Priestess. Somebody kept trying to tell a wife something, and somebody would not listen. I'm telling you, something is bringing you. You've gone through enough. I'm talking to anybody, like man or woman, have both intuition. But somebody needs to talk to a light High Priestess Taurus who have literally gone through hell. And see how low these dark entities out here in the world will take you down to the lowest of lowest, and think all of that mess is funny, Taurus. See, that's the problem. Some people don't want to even, it's too embarrassing to talk about how low these dark entities went into. I'm telling you, somebody's husband was not cheating with somebody in the workplace. They were too embarrassed to tell somebody who they had linked up with and what they were doing for all this extra money and how they were able to buy X, Y, and Z. But your son and somebody else's son who was going to bring you some physical, I'm talking about like literally names. Somebody didn't want to hear it. Somebody was too fired up, too confused and too fired up, too just stuck, too fired up. But you ready to wake up? You're going to wake up. You are going to wake up. Yes, you are deserving, but so is everybody else. Everybody else is deserving of all the good in their lives as well. But somebody's wife is going to wake up. You're going to wake up. Yep. So we got the 10 of Wands reversed. Somebody's ready to take a break and lighten up and finally say no and free yourself. That's what somebody was going to bring you. Somebody was going to say, here is freedom right here. Free yourself. What the heck are you doing? What are you doing? Like somebody was like, here is a pass. Somebody was literally handing you a package of freedom. Somebody was handing you a package of freedom, Taurus. Literally. When I tell you could have written your own price, somebody was another woman was going to walk right up to your face and say, here, I just handed you a ticket, a lottery ticket at that. Didn't want to hear it because you didn't know the person and did something. I don't know who I'm talking to. Yep. We'll find out. 6 of Pentacles. Somebody was dealing with but this is why I talk about cleansing your auric layer, because when you are sleeping with the enemy, you're in that close proximity, and you're married to the enemy, right? And there are some people out here that have really healthy marriages, right? So don't mistake. There's people who have really healthy marriages, very happy. They're very healthy. They're going through regular people stuff, human stuff. But somebody was married to somebody, and every one of their the colleagues said the same thing. Like this person, like people don't know how ruthless this energy is. And somebody, I'm telling y'all, I don't know whose wife I'm talking to, but for real, this person was going to bring you recorded conversations. I mean, the freaking everything. Everything. But what somebody had to go do, they had to go run to church members and ask questions. You ran right into a lion's den of misery that loves company. That's what you ran to. You ran to misery that loves company. And they just said, well, I know who can find out the truth. And we got somebody, on the inside that actually worked with him, and we'll find out exactly who the person is. And the person was already trying to help you with something. Child, when will people learn? Here we have Six of Cups here. Somebody was helping you that had zero, not even 0.1, zero interest. Zero interest in your husband. Was trying to help you with something. Trying to help you with something. Seven of Swords. Yep. Seven of Swords. But guess what people said behind their back? That they were running away from something, that they had, caused people divorce, that they were tricking people, they were into all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you, this person could have led you right to. Here's the Emperor card. They had structured something. See, the Emperor card is about, the light side of Emperor energy is about structure and authority, right? But the dark side of Emperor energy is it's impulsive. That's the dark side of Emperor energy. It jumps, it leaps before it has any structure to it. It doesn't have all the facts. Somebody was trying to structure all the facts. They had all the facts, but they had to move on from something first, like to a different location, to safety, to get something to you. To get something to you, right? So, yeah. What you would have done with the information would have been on you. What you would have done with the information, who knows? You would have just tossed it in the trash and act like you didn't receive it. But it wouldn't have been something you could have denied. Wouldn't have been something you could have denied. Yeah. So, looking at your cards here. That's for somebody's wife. Don't know who somebody's wife is. I don't know. That's something strong that came down. But something is going to send you into prayer and meditation mode real quick. It's going to send you into prayer and meditation mode because you are a prayer warrior, but somebody got lost in prayer. And when you're that close to somebody that you are not clear about, and this person is almost like, okay, I got to be the good one to this bad one in a relationship, that's out of alignment, right? There should be some kind of expectations. Yeah, you're the prayer warrior, but this person somebody was jealous of you. Like, okay, why does this person get all the, they get all of the, the raises at work, because they're a woman, they get all of these increases and stuff at work. Things just come so easy. But you weren't the only woman that this energy absolutely hated. But it's much deeper and sinister than what you thought. This moon card lets me know that Source was like, okay, at some point you're going to start remembering some stuff in the past, and the scales going to be popped right off your eyes, like to a point where like this energy is ruthless. I mean ruthless. Ruthless. Ruthless, ruthless. Ruthless, ruthless. Because the enemy for them is within. Here we have Page of Swords. Yeah. The very energy that had all the information Something is about to come to an end. Something is about to come to an end. But you about to, if you haven't already awakened to something, Taurus, you're about to. You're about to. So for the people who assume that their spouses are always cheating on them with somebody got a work husband or a work wife, let me tell you, looking at this right here, and that's not always the case. Some people are into something darker and more sinister in the workplace. They're attached to things that's darker and more sinister outside of the workplace. Source is trying to help a lot of people, but a lot of people won't, for real, go straight to God in prayer. They're so busy running to this person and running to that person. This right here, I'm telling you, Source is about to wake you up. Source is about to wake you up. Source is about to, for real, wake you up. So, we got new feelings. Somebody could be, you could get a proposal coming across your path, because now somebody is realizing that you've outgrown staying in places, Taurus, where you are not appreciated. This is where, again, somebody who moves on quietly from things have learned that, just like they've gone through a dark night of the soul. And when people learn that when they stay places where they're not appreciated and they're just simply tolerated, when they are around people, miserable people who will stay places, and that anger builds up and builds up and builds up, that rage builds up and builds up and builds up. Somebody has to understand that your husband says something to somebody who was going to bring you a stack of stuff. I mean, I'm telling y'all, some of y'all, a stack of information. But your husband said something to them that they said, all right, you don't even understand. They don't need to understand. They just needed to just get as far away from that energy as possible. They need to get as far away from them as possible. Here's Nine of Swords. They decided that somebody's husband decided they wanted to cause a nightmare to someone else's child, to them and someone else's child, by spreading lies. Because they felt like it was their way or the highway. Yeah. So Source is about to put you in hermit mode. If you're not already in hermit mode, Source is about to put you in hermit mode. So a light can turn on. Five of Pentacles. When Source keeps bringing people information, keeps saying, slow down. Like, it is so many signs around us that Source is like, okay, here's an opportunity to leave a situation. Here's an opportunity. Here's an opportunity. Here's an opportunity. Here's a clue. Here's a pass. Here's a this. I mean, every opportunity under the sun to leave an opportunity. But people are stuck in a particular mindset. So somebody's learning how to take a break, lighten up, finally say no to some things, and go into hermit mode and pray and meditate. That's what somebody's learning how to do. So for men, men and women, not just that was for somebody's wife, but for men, for somebody is using you as a billboard right now. Somebody is using you as a billboard right now, and somebody just can't see it. So Six of Wands, they put you on the center stage. In your mind, you may think people are jealous, but I'm telling you, somebody got some information. Let's see what's behind it. There is only one source. Everything else is a resource. Somebody really needs to take it to God in prayer and say, God, please protect and surround me from this. Expose every single energy that means me harm. For real. Put me with energies. Put me with energies who want the absolute best, not people who just want to align themselves with they just want the glory. They want the shine on them too, just to say they want to align themselves with you just because you're in a particular position. People who can play the back. Three. So you'll be grateful. Somebody, people that I can talk to that's not sitting there recording everything. People that I can. So you have sources trying to help you to learn some structure. You're learning how to take a break. Learning how to take a break from something. All right, Ten of Swords. Yep. Complete and painful ending, rock bottom, failure, collapse, defeat. That's what somebody wanted to see. This is how ruthless the energies that people were connected with. This is what you have in common. I'm going to go ahead and stop the reading right here, because I think we've all seen these type of people in the workplace, and people sat back and didn't say one thing until they were on the receiving mode. Them or their kids were on the receiving mode, and they were like, oh, no, it would never happen to... It's happening. It's already happening. Somebody's son or nephew or somebody is going to be the eye-opener for you. It's going to be the eye-opener for you. That something's going to wake you up. It won't matter how much money you have. It won't matter what connections you have. But when Source is trying to get a message to you, it's going to wake you up. That you need to stay connected for real to God. For real. You need to stay connected to the Most High, to Source. And learn when to walk away from karmics. Karmics are like people who stay in their feelings about stuff. They hold on to rage literally forever. And it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. And when it comes to a point where it comes out, you need to leave the first time. The first time. Not sitting there like, oh, well, people go through their ups and downs. No, you need to leave the first time. Well, I got bills and, I've accumulated this, and what are people going to think, and I'm connected to this? No. Because something was said to you from somebody that was so ruthless that at that very moment is when you start, as a prayer warrior, you start praying for an exodus strategy. Something was said to you, and it's going to come back to your memory. At that point, something snapped you out of something. You started having dreams about stuff. Now, whatever else was going on in your life at the time, that maybe you were moving around, there's a lot of stuff, you were really busy, maybe work had you, work was piling on you, getting phone calls from friends and all this other stuff. But at this point, somebody gonna have no choice but to walk away from some things. Somebody gonna have no choice but to walk away from some things. Yeah. Somebody gonna have no choice but to walk away from some things, because somebody has already talked to a doctor about what really happened, what's really going on. And this doctor is not with the program. They not with the program. They not with the mess. They not a part of the craziness. They're not risking their years of work for some craziness because people want to be zombified out. They're not with the mess. Something was sold to them that made them break down and cry. They got into their field for the right reasons. They got into the field for the right reasons. So Taurus, I'm telling y'all, listen, I don't know who I'm talking to, man, woman, whoever. You can take this reading however you want to take it. I'm not doing readings for views and business. This is part of my calling. I'm telling y'all. So it's just saying, a lot of you all are psychics. You have a lot of spiritual gifts. A lot of spiritual gifts. And if you are waiting for somebody in an organization to tell you what your gifts are without opening up a book yourself after praying to Most High God, there's only one, this, whatever, is the Most High God for clarity. I understand wanting to be a part of, friends and organizations. So everybody wants to be a part of a group, that kind of thing. But make Source, the creator, the center of your life for real. For real. Make Source, the creator, the center of your life. Not your mom, your dad, your this and that, your husband, your wife, all that. Make Source the center of your life. Somebody is dealing with somebody who has a God complex. If they not the center of your life, if you making more, if you suggesting things, somebody is married to somebody, if you literally suggest anything, they basically shut you down like you don't have an opinion about stuff. They hate the fact that, somebody has been carrying something for a long, long time, trying their absolute best to just hold on. And that is what you and somebody else that was bringing somebody some information have in common. Yeah, you can't, there is no, they can't print enough money. You can't buy enough houses, you can't buy enough cars, no, none of that. None of that. Yeah. You're going to have to learn how to start seeing some stuff from a higher frequency and deal with whatever you got going on. Because there's, like I said, evidence. Physical evidence. A fiery climax approaches. Some stuff is about to hit the fan, and trust and believe there are some people who are not afraid. Trust me, they ready for real. They ready. Everybody not scared. Everybody is not scared. They are. So I had to add a little bit more time to it, but invite help. It's time to invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready. God, pursue me. All of this, you can't trust women and all this BS. That's a bunch of BS. There's a group of women that have literally, again, this is so strong and heavy in this reading. That's why there's so much fire in the cars, because society has put women against each other for so long to believe that you can't trust another woman when somebody who has zero interest in people's husbands, and women keep buying into that mess. Women keep buying into that mess. When there are tons of women who bring women information, they're like, yeah, they'll get close enough just to hear what they got to say. Oh, really? Okay. And take information right to people's wives. You know they into this, right? Okay. It's time for you to take some action. It for real. Like, we got Aries here and Aries here. Somebody need to wake up. Somebody need to wake the heck up. For real. Somebody needs to wake up. Somebody needs to wake up. Forget embarrassment. Forget shame. Forget all of this mess. Because I can tell you there's some other people, they ain't scared at all. At all. They like on whatever is whatever time. They is like they on that time. Yeah. 3 of Wands. Yeah. So Source is saying it's time for you to take a leap of faith, because a lot of stuff has been done behind your back. I don't know who I'm talking. Okay, I'm this very specific. So for a wife, Somebody has been trying to tell you in I don't know how many ways what your husband has been to in the workplace, but somebody won't listen. Okay, so whatever, that is that. Okay, somebody's been trying to tell you. So you'll figure it out however you figure it out. Something's going to be on behind your back for so long. And again, if your situation is good, it's good. I ain't talking to you. Okay, whatever. You know, because there are some solid, good relationships out here. But specifically, this is for somebody who has been an enemy to their wife the entire time they've been married, right? Somehow y'all may have gone to school together, y'all might have gone to college together, you know, y'all both may have been leaders in y'all workplaces or whatever the case may be, but they are so frustrated about how they have been so frustrated about how they've been treated in the workplace that if you get a raise higher than them or whatever the case may be, they figure, okay, they got to balance it out some kind of way. They took a walk to the dark side. And when I say dark, I'm talking about dark in a way that you wouldn't even know. And if you're too busy sitting around like, okay, well, I ain't gonna pay attention to what all this extra money is coming in from, and somebody is bringing you some information and you think this person is lying to you, saying to you, oh, I got this raise and that raise, and somebody's bringing proof to you that they didn't, and this person keeps lying, something about what they said to you lets you know they lied to you about a lot of things. But this person decided they're going to take something else to the next, because they weren't stopping there. That's how ruthless they are. They ain't stopping there. They ain't stopping there. But I can assure you on everything I'm seeing in this reading, they met their freaking match. They met their match. They have met their match. They met their match. They met their match. Somebody gave you a free ticket to walk away from all of that BS. They have met their match. And they know they met their match. That's why they wouldn't come directly for somebody. They had to come for somebody's child. They have met their match. They have met their match. So you need to invite help. Because you're involved in some stuff. You're involved in some stuff. So your husband paid 2 people to do something. Your husband got involved. Your husband's involved in some really dirty stuff. Somebody's husband is involved in some really, really dirty stuff. And so for a man, I don't know who man I'm talking to, because this is coming through, my reading be coming through so strong. People be texting me like, wait a minute, hold on, you talking about me? No, go to God. Look, I'm telling y'all, listen, I'm not even talking about myself, because a lot of people think readers are talking about themselves. These downloads that come to me, I'm not talking about me, just so we're crystal clear. No, I'm not talking about me, right? I'm just talking about what I'm seeing in the cards here, right? I don't, not that I know of, I don't have an Aunt Caroline. I don't have a, but you know, obviously this is a particular deck, and I know what all of these cards mean on these particular decks and the scriptural reference behind all of these cards. This particular deck right here, this is the hoodoo deck right here. So I know what all the scriptural references mean with all of this. But somebody something called somebody told 2 people something that has been going on for years involving your husband that made them break down and cry. Y'all, this reading, for real, all I'm going to tell y'all is, listen, something's going to wake you up, and I'm going to tell you your husband met their match. Your husband met their match. You take it however you want to take it. But the scales from your eyes are going to be removed. They met their match. For a man, whoever this man is, somebody put you at the center of the stage. They put you right in the center of attention. A Taurus man. They put you right in the center of attention because I don't know if y'all know the story in the book of Esther. Oh boy. Method to the madness. The story, the story of Esther. I don't know who did this. I don't know what man upset or ruffled somebody's feathers. But here we go again. Somebody tried to tell somebody. Somebody tried to tell a man, Taurus, watch out. Somebody tried. But see, we live in a society, Taurus, where people, if they don't have the houses, the cars, the money, the this and that, a lot of people don't listen to people, right? Somebody who worked at an organization overheard a conversation about somebody and tried to bring somebody in and say, okay, you need to look around you and see what's around you. What's around you. Right. Same thing with this reading right here. With all of this fire in the cards. All of these familiar spirits. Right? All of these familiar spirits. And familiar spirits are dangerous because they don't really know you. They don't really care. For them, it's all about, okay, we're going to push this energy. If this energy can make money, this energy is going to make money, right? But as soon as the energy can't make money, we've gotten this energy, we're going to put this energy in the spotlight. But as soon as some kind of scandal happens, we're going to make this energy take the fall for it. There is somebody that somebody is putting in the spotlight. They can't even see it's about to happen. You cannot see it. I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. There it is. Again, invite help. Invite help. Invite help. And help is from God. Most High God is help. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Like I said, I will do another birthday giveaway very, very soon for those of you all who want to participate in the birthday giveaways. But some information is already out there for my Taurus women who assume that somebody had a work wife in the workplace. Somebody was trying to bring you some information, but you ran right into a lion's den for some information, and that was a setup from the devil. When somebody had proof. So, but you're about to find out a lot of stuff if you haven't already. And somebody, you're about to find out. And for a man who people are putting right there on center stage, and putting the spotlight on you. You may want to step back and take a break. You want to go into prayer mode because people keep trying to help you. People keep trying to show you. People just keep trying to show you, right? But again, your card is, like I said, this is why you have a High Priestess, because that's in the major arcana, because that is the major secret, is balance. We had a full pink moon in Libra. It is about balance. If you are not balanced out within, you are going to miss the message. Everybody has been there. This is where somebody went through a dark night of the soul, clouded insight, blocked intuition, right? Repressed feelings, lack of center. Everybody has been there. There's no shame in it. Somebody had been around people, family members, who thought they had the answer to things. Church family, mosque family, temple family, blood relatives family, people you grew up with who have not gone through their dark night of the soul, who think they got the answers to everything, and they don't have, because they are not your God. They're not your God. So, but yeah. Something has been fully exposed. You're about to have a total recall of some things, and it's about to be a whole new you that's going to go straight to God from now on. You're going to stop this madness going straight into I want to fight somebody mode, cussing, going off, all of this other mess. It's something that's going to calm somebody down to almost the new beginning. It's a whole new you of structuring this structure and being authoritative. I ain't going to nobody unless God tell me to go to this person, go to that person. I'll be able to receive a message from a donkey, a burning bush, the note on the side of a truck. But prayer and meditation about to be your best friend, and you tapping in directly to source. That is the message I have for you all. Like I said, happy birthday. We're in Taurus season. And I will announce free reading giveaways on all of my videos during Taurian season. I want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity if they want to get a free birthday reading. I've already announced the other one, so it's over for right now. I will announce the dates and times. Make sure you tap in. I will announce it probably on my community page. So I may announce it, okay, that go look at the community page to see the dates and times, or I will announce it during the readings. But yeah, I don't know who this is for. And again, this is not for everybody's husband. There's some really good guys out there that's not doing nothing shady, crazy, messy, whatever. You know, they are above board. But this is for somebody's specific husband who is just they've been jealous. Something about y'all went to college together. Y'all went to college together, and somehow your career took off. Theirs was stagnant. They decided to take a walk on the dark side. But they met their match. Trust and believe. They have met their match. But it's going to send you right into prayer warrior mode. Not fight, knuckle up mode, but prayer warrior mode. Because again, somebody keeps sending you evidence of something, and somebody won't listen. Somebody will not get it. I suggest somebody get with a Taurus who is a light high priestess. If you don't listen to nobody else, get with another Taurus. No other zodiac sign. Get with another Taurus. For real. Get with another Taurus. I can name other readers that are Taurus. Don't get with no other zodiac sign. If you can't hear from nobody else, at least get with your own zodiac sign, who is a light, high vibrating Taurus that said they've been through some BS themselves. Someone who is not judging this zodiac sign, not judging that sign, they're helping you to tap in. If you can't get it, like if it's just like unclear, who don't have a problem with men, who don't have a problem with women, who don't have a problem with zodiac sign, who don't just jump to conclusions. You don't seem like you like this sign. You don't seem like. Get away from those people who are unfamiliar. Like what? Oh my goodness! Somebody complete like. That's what I have for you. That's what I have for you, Taurus. But somebody, like I said, time is relative. Either you've already awakened, or you're about to awaken, or you've moved on from it, and Source is going to use you to help other people wake up. That is what I have for you. Bye.